banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine, from a place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome, but nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. Yes, match day. It's the opening weekend of the Premier League season, and I'm joined by Rolly. How are you, Rolly?
Positively Champions League. I can't wait for kick-off. Get me excited.
Well, it's been quite warm here again today. It's about 26, 23, 24 out there, and it's just absolutely sweltering, but the dark clouds are appearing now, so there may be a bit of rain coming. Anyway, if you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It really does help the channel stay up the top of the search and means new viewers can find it easily. If you're also brand new to the channel, then come in and hit the subscribe and join this great community. And also that bell notification tells you when I'm live, how I pre-record, or any upcoming shows. Currently on 987 subscribers, so 13 away from hitting 1,000, sorry. So, yeah, 13 away now. If you do want to become a member, 99p, just click the join button. And also, if you want to make a donation, you can do that in the chat by clicking on the $sign. Right, okay. So before we get into the show and everything, run down of the Premier League scores so far. We know Arsenal beat Forest 2-1. Bournemouth and West Ham are 0-0 currently. Brighton are 1-0 up over Luton Town. Everton are 0-0 with Fulham, and Sheffield United are 0-0 with Palace at the moment, as it stands. Those games ready to kick off in the second half. I'll just go into some comments, and then we'll look forward to the team news at 4:30. We'll all have a game of... I'll tell you what we'll have a game of in the chat. Let's have a game of Team Bingo. Right. So get in there. Who you think's going to start the day? And let's see who's right with Eddie Howe. And let's see if any of us are right with Eddie Howe. So we'll check on that one and see. Troll says, hi, Tony. Hi, Trolls. Hope you're well, mate. Rolly's in the chat there. Hi, Tony. Afternoon, says Pia. Good afternoon to you, mate. Jake says, hello. Hi, Jake. Bia says Tony's having to unplug the car to put the computer on. No, no, that's the car was on charge overnight, so that's absolutely fine. And actually, it's pretty cheap because it only cost me £3 to charge it at home overnight, which is absolutely fantastic. Jake says, guys, Tony's car's died. Shows cancer. No, it hasn't died. Absolutely not. Okay, so can make a 3-course meal mean then? Newcastle Daily says hi. Hi to you, mate. Hope you're well. Hi, Tony and Rolly, says Ian. Good afternoon, Ian. John says afternoon, Tony, Rolly, and everyone in chat. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Holly says hi, Tony, Rolly. How are you doing? Are you looking forward to watching the match? Yes, we are, Holly, and can't wait for it to start.
Can't wait.
Bia says hi, Uncle Rolly.
Hi, Bear.
What's your Instagram? It's All Black and White TV, mate, on Instagram.
I don't have Instagram.
So bye. It says Uncle Rolly and Grumps Tony. Oh, cheers! Thanks for that. See, there are already problems with the digital ticketing. I see Arsenal had problems with it, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Castles Daily says Gordon. Probably to start. Foxy says some great games been today. Molenbeek versus Mechelen in the Belgian league. I5, chat and Tony and Moroli. Good afternoon, Sefton. Hope you're well.
Aston.
Only certain years that Pope and Trippier start, says Ian. Yeah, definitely they
And
two
Botman.
start. BS gone for Pope, Trippier, Botman, Byrne, Bruno, J7, Anderson, Gordon, Isak, Mickey. We don't know if shares fit though. That's the thing. That's why I didn't sort of put them away.
Eddie's press conference yesterday, he said that he started training on Tuesday and's trained well. So I presume that he's fit.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, the lineup, because the official the club official Twitter put photos of the guys coming into the ground, and they made a point to put a picture of Tino up. So could he start?
Jake says Pope, Trippier, Botman, Share, Byrne, Bruno, Joe Linton, Anderson, Gordon, Isak, Almiron. What I'm surprised at is between Bier and Jake, nobody's got Barnes in the team.
Yeah, because you look at the starting 11s that people have been putting in the chat, and I'd be happy with any of them.
Jody Gaza says, hoping he lets Gordon start, as that would be a canny blow for him after how well he's been playing at the same time. Barnstow has got goals and a hard one for how. Yeah, it is absolutely. Yeah. So I'm sure we'll find out.
I'm sure both will play a part in the game.
Pope's, Trippier, Share, Botman have a feeling Livermore starts at left back. Bruno, Tonali, Longstaff, Mickey, Isak, and Barnes, says Trolls. Do you know what? I said Livermore for left back as well earlier in the week. So, again, who knows? It could certainly happen, couldn't it? So, yeah. Just to let you know, Crystal Palace have gone ahead now against Sheffield United through Edward. So there we go. Edward scored for Crystal Palace. And that's the only change to the scoreline so far. Oh, sorry, West Ham have now gone ahead as well. Jared Bowen. So he's just literally scored for West Ham. Right, so there we go. That's the scores up to date so far. Barnes, love a goal against Villa. Yeah, absolutely trolls.
Yeah.
John says, what a fantastic conundrum for what Eddie Pickett to say. Do you know what? I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, but that's why he gets paid millions to do the job he is. I mean, look, should we put something out here? Now then, right. We've seen Harry Kane's now moved to Bayern Munich. Apparently, now, according to Sky, on Thursday night, they thought he was going to stay at Tottenham. Now then, Friday morning, he was actually at Stansted Airport at 7 a.m. to try and get a flight. And he was told, no, nothing's been sorted yet, get back. So he went back to the family home near there. But what's interesting about the way you do transfers in the Bundesliga to the Premier League is, in the Premier League, they've got to be registered by a certain time to play. So if they're registered by 12 o'clock on a Friday, they can play the next day. If it's for a Sunday, they've got to be registered by 5. Now then, in the Bundesliga, as long as he's registered by 2 p.m. this afternoon, he can play today. That's, it's about time the Premier League started doing something like that now. I mean, yeah, okay, that's a nighttime game they've got at 7:30, 8. But again, at the same time, why don't the Premier League do that? Say maybe by 10 o'clock Saturday morning, as long as he's signed, he can play. I just think that's absolutely brilliant in the Bundesliga that they do it that way.
Yeah,
that's up to them.
Yeah, I can understand that. That is quite good, but then in a way, doing that gives the opposition a little bit of a disadvantage, because if the player signs and can play, they haven't got any time to prepare for him.
That's called tough luck, isn't it, Laura? That's what it's all about.
If that's what the rule is, that's what the rule is. So
that's what the rule is in Germany.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I think it's just the way they decided to do it over here. So I don't know. The thing that interested me most on the Sky coverage of the transfer is something I thought they'd never do. So, obviously in our WhatsApp chat, you have everyone said, "Oh, someone's tracking the flight," and you got all these people in the flight code. They did the flight tracker. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was hilarious. So, this is where he is. And I was saying to Julie the other half after she came and said, "Oh, they've shown the plane landing," and the joke was, "Oh, Sky Sports have been following Harry Kane. He's just gone for a shit." They've been following him all right like places. I thought it was hilarious. I never thought that they'd seriously track a plane. I mean, I can understand it.
Just shows you, Rory. Just shows you.
I can understand for normal supporters or the people you get the plane trackers in every fan base, but for Sky to do it, I thought that was a little bit weird.
Yeah, well, I suppose to them it's a big thing, a big story, isn't it? Harry Kane going to.
Oh yeah, it's a big story, but to track his plane.
And he's on a report for £15,000 a week.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
a lot of money.
It's all good fun. But
yeah, said he's heard that Watkins is out. That's a rumour.
We'll find out in about 15 minutes or so.
Ronald says, "I read everyone." Yeah, absolutely fine, mate. Holly says, "Pope, Trips, Miggy, Bruno, Tonali, Isak, Dan, Byrne, Harvey Barnes will make this squad as well." Okay. Villa missing a few first teamers. Yeah, they're missing Moreno. They're missing Buendia, who's out for the season.
Ramsey.
Gareth says, "Yeah, good afternoon, Tony and Rory. Need a win to help me get over this damn head cold." Yeah. Well, let's hope they do that, Gareth, for you, mate, and get well soon.
Yeah.
Max says, "Toon, hopes Barnes starts the gate." Yeah, I hope so as well. I'll share the live on Instagram. Thanks very much indeed, Newcastle Daily. Troll says, "Spurs might be interested in Wilson, and for me, okay. Must not forget the top 6 tax and the levy tax, so around 70 million will do it." Well, I'm not being funny. If we did sell Callum Wilson to Spurs, let's make sure we get a top quality forward in before he goes then. But if you heard, Darren Eales has actually spoken to Sky and said Newcastle's business is remaining active and they're still open for business as long as the right deal comes along at the right price. They are not going to be mugged off, but he says, "We have not finished our transfer business yet. So anybody who thinks that we're all done is mistaken because we are not finished."
And the thing about it, if Wilson is sold for 70, even 50 million,
I doubt we'll sell for that.
Yeah, you could actually buy 50 million pound players and still be within the financial fair play, because the way they do the money, the transfer fee in comes all together, and then you amortize the incomings. So if you 50 million over 5 years is 10 million each.
Yeah.
So then you sell Wilson for 50. You can actually finance 50 million pound players or 200 million and a half million. So yeah, I think that's the sort of thing that they'll have someone in mind, because they're looking 5 years into the future. They've already sorted out who they want to get in January, if anybody, and then in the summer. Yeah. Oh, God. Fulham have just hit the post against Everton.
Oh. Wayne says, "Hi, Tony, Rory and all in chat. Good afternoon, mate. Hope you're well." Jody says, "Miggy for the first goal." He says, "Like the stream, guys." Yes, please, guys. I mean, if we can give it all a like, it's we've only got 11 likes and we've got 30 watching. So if we can smash those likes, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And if you are new to the channel, then do hit the subscribe as well.
If any of the 30 people watching haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe. It's free to do so, and it really helps the channel. And we've got 13 to get to 1,000.
ABD Harry, Aston Villa, welcome to the chat.
Welcome.
Yeah, says Watkins to Spurs. I could see it, but I'm not sure. Would he want to give up European football to go to Spurs with no European football?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure Villa would let him go.
Jake says, "Wilson, 70 million. What you been smoking, Rolly?"
I didn't say 70 million. But no. There was someone in the chat said 70 million and said if we sold him for 50, and you can justify that with the goals that he scores.
Yeah.
You can justify more than that. I mean, you look at the price some of the players have been going for. You can easily justify 60 for him.
Yeah. Holly says, I hope we don't get rid of Wilson. I mean, look, if we got decent money for him, say for instance Spurs said, look, we'll give you 30 million for Wilson, say, and we sort of think, do you know what? Yeah, that's not bad because you can go and get even a striker in.
I'd want more than 30 million for Wilson.
Yeah, but he's only probably got a couple of years left, Rolly.
Yeah, I know, but even so, it's got. Look at his goal output last season, 18 goals.
Yeah,
that's worth something, and he's still, was he 30, 31 this season?
31, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's still got 2 or 3 good seasons left in him. And he is clinical. So
he is clinical.
I reckon you could get 40 plus for him. But I think at this moment in time, if someone came in for Callum Wilson, I think for us to actually consider it, they'd have to bid north of 50 because we've got to get a replacement in, and we're not in a rush to move him on.
No.
So it's.
But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't expect him to be going anywhere.
Predator says, evening Tony and Rolly and everyone in the chat. Hope everyone's well. Can't wait for kick-off. Away the lads. Absolutely Predator. Can't wait at all, mate. Definitely. Paula Galantia says, Dubrovka, Dummett, Manquillo, Lascelles, Tocchet, Ritchie, Longstaff, Hayden, Hendrick, Murphy, Fraser. I doubt that's the 11. Considering Ryan Fraser's not even got a squad number now. Mitrovic is on for Fulham and all, says Ronald. Yeah. John says, Schenk says, hi lads, 50 million for Wilson means he's huge. If we get Ekiteke, which he is begging to come to us, and we can get a world-class centre-back and left-back, I'd sell him straight away. Interesting. Harry Kane older than Wilson. I think he is, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just.
Hi, Tony and Ron, I'll sell Wilson if he's hitting 31, 20 million plus. We only paid 20 for him.
No, 20 million. You look at the goal return. You don't take 20 million plus. You especially at this time of the season, you're looking. If someone comes in with a bid over 50, that's when you start looking at it. Otherwise, no, because you've got to replace him. But and to be honest, I'm not even sure that we'd accept a bid for him now.
Don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
every player has his price.
Yeah, but it have to be a really big price. If Chelsea, I mean, was it? And Cuckoo's gone down for Chelsea. He's going to be out for ages. Maybe they can come and offer 100 million for him. I'll take that.
Joel says, we'll never get 70 million for Wilson. I meant he goes nowhere. That's what he meant. John says it would be good business if we sold Wilson. He's in the last of 2 of his prime. Yeah, absolutely. Bia says, Rolly, I'm selling my house when can you value it? Ronald says, I wouldn't sell Calum. He deserves Champions League football.
Oh yeah, we're not suggesting that we should sell him, but he's one of the players that will be with the club short term. When I say short term, I'm talking about another season or 2, maybe.
Yeah. Wayne says, I would like to say 45 million for Wilson, but I doubt he's going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of value that you would look for because his output. I mean, you look at last season, 18 goals. He had injuries and he didn't start every game. And he still got 18 goals. So goals are such a precious commodity. Metro to Spurs. It's an interesting one, but
that's what Jody Gaza's saying. Yeah, that's interesting. That wouldn't surprise me.
But I think he wants to go to Saudi because they're paying more. I think he's got his heart set on Saudi.
Well, you can see why he wants to go to Saudi. Who doesn't? I mean, ESN made his debut last night, and his team won last night. Did you see his
interview afterwards?
I haven't seen it. No.
No, it was on Twitter, but he was praising Newcastle to the hill. and how it's always in his heart, and sometimes these things it actually helps the club, and when it's good from all sides, it's great that it's happened. And he hasn't on his back. He hasn't got St. Maximan. He's got Maxi.
Oh God!
Because obviously we call him Maxi. So I mean, it was
Yeah.
just such a good interview, praising us. How he
Yeah,
loved
Firmino got a hat trick, didn't he?
Yeah, and it looks like he's enjoying his football, which is, again, it's what you want him to do. But this guy is, he says all the right things, which is good, and I think he's sincere about it too.
Predator's got a good point. Wilson won't command as much as you think despite his goal return. His injuries and fitness has to be managed carefully, but I don't think he'll be sold this season.
Yeah, his injuries do have to be managed, but if you've got a good manager, I mean, we managed him last season. He got 18 goals. That's the point. It's the goal return, and I think that he's had a season where he played in the majority of games. The problems he didn't have any knee problems, which has been the big injuries for him, and it all depends on where he's going. Because if he's going to, let's for example say, no, they haven't got the money, or they shouldn't be able to have the money. If he was to go to somewhere like Everton, he'd keep them up, so he's worth the money. But if he's going to Chelsea, he's warming the bench. But then he's an impact sub, but they wouldn't pay as much. Well, it all depends on who would come in for him.
Ronald says Sunderland losing again. Well, Borough got beat off Coventry, smashed 3-0 at lunchtime, and Sunderland are losing 2-1 away to Preston. The gift that keeps on giving it is Sunderland. Now then, if you look at the Championship table, I know it's only 2 games in. Bottom of the table, Middlesbrough. Second bottom, the Mackhams. How would it be in North East Double M2 going down this season to League One? Hey, I tell you what, that would be a hell of... I doubt it'll happen. No, I doubt it very much that will happen. But I tell you what, if Sunderland continue to struggle, Mowbray may be gone soon, mightn't he? Yeah. But hey, we don't care. We don't care about that lot down the road. They'll forever be in our shadows.
Yeah.
They might have 6 in a row, but we'll make it 12 in a row if we were playing them.
But the thing about this 6 in a row they hark on about, I mean, that was their first, when they started that run, it's their first win in about 38 games.
Yeah. John says, Blunderland. Godfather says, afternoon, Tony and Rolly and Chat Levy will probably bid £5 for Wilson. Guy hates spending money. He does. He's an awful guy. I can't stand
him. We need to get Bowley on the case because he paid 500 million.
Foxy says, well done to the England women's team. Earlier today, I told you Colombia would do well. Underrated team overall. They did again. Great. You know what it is, Foxy? I mean, they were the lowest ranked team left in the competition, Colombia. They went ahead against England. They did well, but England have fought back, and great for England to get back to semi-finals now. Game against Australia. It's going to be a difficult game because our record with them isn't great. The last time we lost to them through Sam Kerr, and in the Olympics, Great Britain women's team lost to Australia as well. So yeah, it's going to be difficult. But I tell you what, I think England could beat Australia on Wednesday and make it to the final. I really do.
To be honest, I've not watched much. I've seen a couple of highlights, and I don't tend to watch women's football. But good luck to the Lionesses in the semi-final.
And France got beat the day in penalties off Australia. But I tell you what a penalty shootout that was. And I'll tell you what, some of the quality of them penalties was pretty good. I mean, the number 7 for France, her penalty, no keeper was saving that. And I'm telling you now, not even the best of the male keepers would save that penalty. They get nowhere near it. It was like watching Alan Shearer. She hit it with power and it crashed off the crossbar at the back of the net. There's no keeper saving that. And that was one hell of a penalty. That was probably the best penalty of the lot. And it was like Rachel Daly the other day. Even the commentator said against Nigeria when she scored that penalty in the penalty shootout, she said, "Oh, that's Shearer-esque, that the way she hit that with power and pace."
Yeah.
And that commentator, she was absolutely right. It was Shearer-esque because it was just like how Alan Shearer used to hit them.
Yeah.
But then she did say in an interview, she's learnt a lot from Alan Shearer. So, it's good to hear, isn't it? Right. Team news will be out in a couple of minutes, guys and girls. So we'll find out what the team is. I think Jack is at the ground. No watch along today. Oh, I'm not sure. Alan says, afternoon, guys. Match day. No one can sell Wilson if replacement lined up can't be less short of goal scorers. No, definitely. That's what I said, Alan. If there is talk of Wilson going, then you have to have a replacement.
We're not suggesting we're going to sell Wilson. It's just hypothetical that if we were to sell him, how much would we get and the circumstances around it. But if someone comes in with a bid that's too good to ignore, at this point in the transfer window, we've got time to get a replacement in. And they'll already have someone in mind.
I know somebody who we could get in that would hit the ground running for us, but if we sell Wilson, he would be perfect. Eli Wahi of Montpellier.
Hasn't he been sold?
No, not yet.
Because I know that they were. It looks like
Chelsea were after him. Joel says 6 in a row. We had 8 or 9 in a row.
It's a penalty for Brighton.
Yes.
They're about to take it. 2-0 Brighton.
The 6 in a row means now, says Ronald. We have never played third-tier league football either. Absolutely. Rob Weaver. Great Howell, thanks.
Great show.
Welcome aboard. Pope would save us as he has a higher power behind him. I don't think any goalkeeper. I'm telling you now, no goalkeeper was getting near that penalty today. Not at all. If anybody watched that this morning,
I think you've missed the joke there.
Oh, yeah.
Higher power.
Higher power. The ref in England last was appalling. Blatant fouls, missed, and the throw-ins were nowhere near where the ball went out. Yeah, some of the referees aren't great. Jan says Gift Orban would be a perfect replacement.
The team's out.
Yeah,
team news is out.
Right, okay, here we go. Right, let's get the team news up on the screen. And
it's a good, interesting.
It's an interesting team, isn't it? So the starting lineup is Pope in goal, Trippier, Cher, Botman, and Byrne. You've got Bruno, Tonali, and Joe Linton. Almiron, Gordon, and Isak. On the bench, Dubravka, Lascelles, Wilson, Target, Barnes, Livramento, Murphy, Anderson, and Longstaff. So Barnes isn't starting this game. Anthony Gordon is. So I can't remember who said Gordon, but
yes, quite a few people did say Gordon, but I think that's just the guy's so confident and's been in good form, and I think that's why he's gone with him rather than Harvey Barnes. But I reckon Barnes will come on in the second half, maybe 60, 65 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
but I like that team.
Yeah,
I think with the strength of a bench, I think he might make, and with the games we've got, depending on the game situation, he might make substitutions earlier in the game. I do like that starting 11.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got the picture?
There you go. It's on screen now. There, it's on screen, Rolly.
Yeah, you put it on screen just as I asked.
You see, magic, Rolly, magic. That's what it is, magic. Yeah, but that's not a bad side, is it? And Harvey Barnes could come on as an impact sub in the second half. Livramento might get a run out as well, so who knows? It all depends.
Yeah, I mean, the bench looks strong as well, which is good.
It does. Right, the Villa starting 11 is Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Luca Dean, McGinn, Kamara, Douglas Luiz, Moussa Diaby, Leon Bailey, Ollie Watkins. On the bench, they have Olsen, Diego Carlos, Tielemans, Paul, Chambers, Coutinho, Philogene, who caused us a lot of problems in the USA, Archer, and Kellyman. That is the starting 11 for Aston Villa.
Just a goal update. It's now Everton 0, Fulham 1.
Get in, Fulham.
I'm not sure who the scorer is.
Well, doesn't matter who's.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is, as long as
14,
you know.
well outside.
It is Decordova Reid. There you go.
Yeah.
That is the goal scorer for Fulham. Decordova Reid. But yeah, I mean, guys, that's not a bad side at all. And I'll get the Villa side up in just one moment as well. And then you can have a look at the Villa team. There you go. There's the Villa starting 11.
Kamara. Good side.
Good lineup, says Trolls. Yeah, Newcastle did. He had said Gordon. Yeah, he did. Me and Jake won off in team bingo. Anderson for Tonali. Foxy says Brighton sold key players McAllister and Sun Caicedo. They'll have a strong bench of Ferguson and Ciso, Igor, Gilmore, Buonette, Adingra and Verbruggen. Yeah, absolutely. Did say Gordon. Yes, you did. You did. I knew somebody had said it. Foxy says with another 110 million to spend. Yep, absolutely. Interesting front three. Had a feeling that Gordon, it's definitely Eddie Stell. Yeah. Holly says, brilliant. I'm glad Bruno and Tonali are playing in midfield together. Yeah, absolutely. My question to you guys, do you think anything about Luke Thomas, under 21, left back, age 22? Now, this came up yesterday. Now, Luke Thomas, I mean, look, he's not the best. But again, you know, he may come to Newcastle and turn it around differently. He could be a good signing. He could be a low-risk signing. So I don't think he's fitting under the new manager at the moment. So I think, yeah, even if it's about 15 million or whatever, then I'll
Where's
take
he
it.
playing at the moment? Because I don't know much about him.
Leicester City.
Oh, yeah.
And he won the Euros as well with England.
Yeah.
He's in the same team as Anthony Gordon.
And Tino.
Yes. Well, Tino wasn't in that squad, though.
I'm sure he was. Didn't he
No.
set up the goal for Anthony Gordon? One of his
No.
goals in the first. I thought he was in the squad.
No, Tino Livramento definitely wasn't in the squad. Definitely not.
Yeah, well, he normally is.
Alan says Gordon was summer form, good option to bring Barnes, Anderson on later. Absolutely, definitely. What a bench, it now looks very good. Yes, it does. I feel sorry for Anderson, says Ian. Yeah, I do as well. But, you know, this is the hard thing that Eddie's got to do now. Should have played Barnes and Wilson and Gordon, says Howie the lads.
It's one of those things is that we want to be in the situation where Man City are, and that it doesn't matter what 11 we pick. They're all really, really strong teams. Which means someone is going to miss out in some games. But we've got more games this season, and we want to go deep into all the competitions. So there'll be plenty of games to go around.
David says Nolly and Gordon only doubts for me. I can see them both being subbed on 60 minutes for Anderson and Barnes. All depends.
We'll see how the game goes.
Yeah. Tielemans on the bench, yeah. No need to show the Villa team, says Trolls. Well, just like to put up there, in case we do have any Villa fans on here watching. But there's the Newcastle team back on, Trolls. So, you know, we're very nice on this channel, Trolls. We do show both teams.
Yeah.
Foxy says no problem with that starting lineup. Anderson, very unlucky not to start after his pre-season, but expected. You can see how we are starting to get that depth now, absolutely.
Yeah.
David says very strong, and in a few games, Livramento can step in for Burn, yeah. DRB from V, Burn frightens me, but then you've got Gordon who'll come back, so with his pace. But the thing is as well, look at the fluidity in that side that we've got today. So if you've got Tonali playing as a 6 and Bruno's an 8, Now, during that game, they can switch positions where Tonali can go to an 8, Bruno can go to a 6. Now, if you look at the left, in the front option, Gordon on the left, Isak in the middle. We know Isak can go out wide. So again, them two can swap over, and Gordon can go through the middle, and Isak can go out right. So you've got that fluidity, and that's what Eddie wants in the team, that fluidity, and we're starting to see that now. So it's all looking great, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I really love the look of that bench.
Jan says not the best choice, but will do. Andrew says, Ari, oh yeah, Andrew, hope you're fine, mate.
What's your
Jody
score,
Gaza says,
Andrew?
yeah. Jody Gaza says, worried about Tonali, not sure he's up to the pace yet. Well, Eddie must have seen something in training to play him, or he wouldn't have threw him in. I like that lineup. Good subs to bring on as well, says Wayne. Absolutely, Wayne. Andrew says that's a 7-0 team.
I knew you'd say 7-0. That's your go-to score.
Yeah, Howie the lad says Luton have scored now.
Oh, who they're playing?
Yeah, they have.
I've just got it. My feet's a bit back.
It was Morris with a penalty. So it's 2-1 now.
And my feet's a little bit behind. He's just taken the penalty now. Oh, cool penalty.
He says it should never have been a penalty against Dunk.
I haven't seen the incident, but it's a cool penalty.
I didn't watch last night's game of Man City and that. The reason I didn't do a show last night, I was going to do one, had me tea and that, and then I felt a bit sickly, and I thought I better not do a show because so I thought I better not. I felt sick. Don't know if it was because of the warm weather we've had, so that's why I didn't do a show last night, guys. So I'm sorry about not doing a show last night, but I was feeling a bit under the weather, so I thought I better not. But I didn't watch last night's game. I haven't watched the lunchtime game because I was out. But have we seen any of this added on time yet? This ridiculous added on time, or is
it's not been too bad. Bournemouth had just equalised against West Ham. It's 1-1. It wasn't too bad. I think I watched the Man City game. I think it's about 5 minutes in both halves. I think it's 5 in the first and 6 in the second. Arsenal, I only saw the second half, but I don't think it was that bad. I think they had 7 minutes, but they did have an injury, and there's a couple of things that made it go on a little bit. So we've not had that. Last week in the Championship, they had some with like 10 minutes of added on time. So it wasn't too bad. I watched the Man City game. Burnley actually had a good go, but it was a typical Championship team promoted going up against one of the big guns and just not getting to grips with how quick they play. And then they start making mistakes. Haaland, oh God, that guy's a machine.
Yeah.
And it's not so much that it's his positioning in the box, that whenever he gets the ball in the box, he looks free and he's got the time. Well, he knows where he's going to put the ball before he's actually caught there, and he's just so good at finding space.
Yeah.
But Burnley had a good go. And against Man City, a lot of teams look lightweight up front. But it's a professional job by City. Burnley will surprise a few teams.
Andrew says, have Nafia, lads. Tonali's had his pre-match Brunel and Stotty. I love it. Guys, I got 48 watching and we've now got 27 likes. So if you can smash that like if you haven't done so already, then that would be great. Thank you. And also, if you are brand new at the channel, then please do smash that subscribe. It's free to do so. And we're very, very close now to 1,000. Paul says, I fancy Gordon to score Newcastle's first goal of the season. Yeah, I would as well. He was unlucky last week to hit the post. Jan says, City not as good as last year. They must pick up fast. Botman scream at our first goal, says Troswell. Do you remember last season? It was
Yeah,
Fabian Schär, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Isak first goal for me. Botman header. I had that bet on every game last season, says Jordy Gaza. I kept seeing it every time we had a show. Botman will score with a bullet header, and it never happened. I think he's saving it for the San Siro. Ronald says Holland must be in everyone's fantasy football team. He's definitely in mine. Brighton make it 3-1 now, says Jordy Gaza. I really hope Gordon gets off to a great start and scores. Yeah, I do as well. Hi, guys, says Clarky. Hi to you, Clarky. BS says Mickey going to be the first scorer. Go on a run again. Do you know what? That would be that would be great, wouldn't it, to see him go back on that? Ben says, hi, Tony. Hi, Ben. Hope you're well. I think Newcastle win 4-0. Is Diaby playing for Villa? Yeah, he is, yeah.
He's playing.
Yeah. I can tell it's the first real game today. Actually got a few butterflies now before kickoff. How are the lads, says Andrew? Absolutely. And Gary, hi to you. Gary says Trippier first goal. Do you know what? That's not a bad shout. A free kick. Although he's got to share these duties now with Tonali, hasn't he? So, and corners as well. Can't take them all now, Trippier. Sorry, mate. You've got company now.
I don't know if you saw the interview with Trippier, who was asked questions.
Yes.
About the team, who's going to be top goal scorer, Callum Wilson, who's going to have the most assists, me, who takes the best penalty, me, who takes the best free kicks, me and Sandro, who takes the best corners, me and Sandro, literally in for everything.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. Three goals against Luton is a minimum for all teams. Yeah, absolutely. Shredder says, I read lads, 3-2 for me. Jason to be amongst the goals. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Definitely. Rivalries aside, this might actually be a great game of football. I'm close to going to 2-1. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. 2-1 as well.
Me too.
I think we'll win the game. Depends how we start. That's the thing. Depends how we start. Sunderland's still losing at the moment, by the way, so the gift does certainly keep on giving at the moment.
That's theory, me.
So continue to win there, Preston. You know, and Freddie Woodman's keeping Sunderland at bay. So come on, Freddie, do it for the North East, do it for the Geordies. Make them Sunderland fans hate you even more. But yeah, I mean, look. It's going to be a fantastic game, but the good thing is it's a home game we're starting off with, and that's what we love. The starting off with is a home game. Andrew says at Luton's ground we can score off the old woman's washing line. But when there's a VR decision, the ref will be running number 4 to rewind Sky Plus to check it. Tony, what's all the scores in the Premier League at the moment? The scores are Bournemouth 1, West Ham 1, Brighton 3, Luton Town 1, Everton 0, Fulham 1, Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1, and the lunchtime score was Arsenal 2, Forest 1. 2-0 or full in half time and 2 more second half, says Jan. 3-1 2 says Ronald as well. Yeah, that's not a bad shout either. 3-1, is it? Interesting how Diaby plays. He might come out the ground and think, wow, have I missed a trick here by not joining Newcastle? But then, were we ever in for him? That is the thing. Were we ever in for him? So, that's the question. I mean, look. So, yesterday, obviously, on Prime Video, the first in the 4-part series of We Are Newcastle United dropped from midnight Thursday night. I watched it at about 6:30 last night. I thought it was very, very good. I thought, you know, it showed our owners in a different light to what people are making them out to be. Yasser Al-Rumayyan totally loves the tune. You can see how much he loves Newcastle United. The guys in love with the place. You can see his passion. You can feel the passion from him. And even though he's chairman, he said, that's why I've got all these people in the boardroom. I trust them to all make the decisions. You know, he says, if it was me to do the chairman, I would just get rid of a lot of them and do it myself, but I can't. So, you know, and then to think that the players and the staff, and Amanda says, well, there's 100 of us. And he says, well, yeah, bring yours all come in the house, you know. The guy is fantastic. And I hope fans now from other clubs see them and think, do you know what? They're not as bad as we've made them out to be. You know, we've seen that they wanted to do the deal for Anthony Gordon. You know, we knew Everton were wanting 60 million quid. We wanted to pay 40. So we end up paying 40 plus the 5 million add-ons. You know, but it was great to see that side of it. And we look forward to next Friday. I just wished it was just you could just watch one after the other because it leaves you on a cliffhanger.
And I thought it's quite good how they had the interactions with the players and the interview with short lock staff and talking to Kieran Trippier and Callum Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely. But I thought it was a great documentary, and I thought, well done, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
They really did do well, didn't they? So Wayne says 3-1 and John says 4-1 Miggy to get a brace. Andrew says Fulham 1-0, yeah. Clarky says Tony to replace Jeff Stalin. He's been replaced, hasn't he? Simon Thomas is back. Do you know what? Fantastic to see that man back on TV because, you know, he went through a lot. He's lost his wife through cancer, you know, and that guy had a lot of hardship. He quit Sky because he wanted to look after his kids because he's a single parent. And, you know, I mean, look, big up to the guy to come back and get his career back on track. And you know what? Not being funny, but I don't think there could have been a better person to replace Jeff Stalin than Simon Thomas, in all honesty. And nice to see him back. Really good to see him back on the airwaves. Ronald says Hartlepool and the Heat are still 1-1. Andrew says Rangers are 2-0 up. Ian won't be happy with that score, will he? 2-0, Isak and Gordon. Yeah, watching it now, Clarky. Gary says clean sheet would really mean something to do. Yeah, it would. Clean sheet would be great, yeah. I loved the documentary. It was absolutely fantastic. Can't wait for the part 2. Come on, says Holly. Yeah, absolutely. Sai says, I'm scared about Diaby playing against Burn. Yeah, but I'm sure Anthony Gordon will get back and help out, so he should be okay.
And the other thing
Diaby worries.
Yeah, but if we control the game, he's not going to have that much opportunity.
Rangers 3-0 up now. Andrew says Hartlepool and Gateshead 1-1. Jan says, and Amanda, our number one fan for me. Yeah, she is. Yeah. Absolutely. 2-2. Wish we'd go in for Diaby. Yeah. I'm not ever sure if he was a target. That's the problem. Yaba says, hi, lads. Hi to you, Yaba. Hope you're well. My stream is slightly delayed. Ronald says, Newcastle 4-3 up at the Norwich 4-3 up at the Saints. Sorry. Wow. So Southampton aren't doing very well, are they? 3-1 to us, Barnes, Isak and Gordon. Yeah, if Barnes comes on as a sub, he could well score, couldn't he? Junior, hi mate, hope you're well, Junior. I'll get you on the channel one day, mate. Just send me a message and we'll sort a date out. Come on the tune. Absolutely. Jake says 5-0. I'm forever grateful to Amanda Stavely, as it's clear from Amazon programme that she is the main reason as to what happened. She put together and pushed for it. Thank you. Yeah, she did. Absolutely. I mean, look, she approached PIF and said, look, would you be interested? There's a club here. Great business. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. You know, even when that fat git, Ashley, I'll see his name, mocked her and said, oh, she's nothing more than a tyre kicker. Well, she proved him wrong, didn't she? She came back. And, yeah, well done, Amanda. Tenalia Belter to come from the halfway line to get, says Andrew. Bet you a pint.
That's against Man United.
Please don't swear, Tony. Yeah, I know. I keep saying that. Shouldn't swear, should I? 5-1, Gordon, Isak. Gordon 2, Isak, Mickey and Botman. Jan says, breathing down Diaby his neck we will. Next statue outside our ground. Auf Wiedersehen all, enjoy the game. everyone. How are the lads? Yeah, see you later, Sefton. Everybody's speaking to each other there. Andrew says, just a tad nervous, lol. Junior says, is this the way to Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Lazio or Roma? Yeah, I love that song, Junior. It's brilliant, mate. Brilliant. And absolutely class. Yeah. 4-1 to Brighton now. Wow, I think Luton are going to be the whipping boys this season, aren't they, in the Premier League, unfortunately. But there again, it's only the first game. They've got another 37 games to go. And who knows, they could sort it out, couldn't they? You know, so we shall wait and see. Latest scores at the moment, the Premier League is 1-1 between Bournemouth and West Ham. Brighton's obviously 4-1 up over Luton. Everton are losing 1-0, and Sheffield United are still 1-0 down to Crystal Palace. So that's the latest at the moment in the Premier League. And in the Championship, the gift that keeps on giving, which of course is the Mackhams, they are still losing 2-1 at Deepdale to Preston North End. So Preston North End are keeping them at bay. And we're into injury time there now. So hopefully they will hold on and win the game. Leicester are 1-0 up against Huddersfield as well with a late goal. But yes, you're right. Norwich are winning 4-3 against Southampton at St Mary's Stadium. So not looking good for Southampton now, is it? That's the reality of the Championship, Southampton. Get used to it. So the Mackhams still losing, which is great to know. And Leeds are actually losing as well, 1-0 to Birmingham, by the way. Lukas Jukovic has just scored a 91st minute penalty. So, yeah. And they haven't got Carl Darlow in goal, they've got Melia in goal. I thought he was leaving the club, but obviously he's staying. Darlow's on the bench. War flags full display today, including level 7. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to look great. Wayne says, Ian, DRB worries me as well, but I think we'll handle him. Yeah, exactly. The butterflies are kicked in. Andrew says, superstition for me was always to play the Banks of River time before a game. Can I switch it to Barcelona tune now? Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Yeah, Ronald says, Ferguson scored for Brighton. Good young in this kid, isn't he just? Yeah. And welcome to the Premier League, Luton, says Godfather. Absolutely. Absolutely welcome to the Premier League, Luton. Because, I don't think you're going to be here much longer.
Finished at Bournemouth 1-1.
Yeah, the rest of the games are still playing at the moment. But, so just over half an hour now it'll kick off. Troll says, I bet Darlow is ecstatic going to Leeds to sit on the bench. Yeah, exactly. I bet he's not loving that either, is he? So, definitely.
It's the final score, Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1. They're in the last minute of the stoppage time at Goodison Park. And they might be a bit ahead because I don't know how far, where my stream is compared to others.
Still 1-0 at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
So, I think it's just about come to the end of the game now anyway, so...
Yeah, they've gone over the 6 minutes of stoppage time that was sort of allocated.
Yeah.
They should be calling it game.
Yeah. Guys, if you like what you see, please do smash that like. It really does help the channels. Stay near the top of the search and means new viewers find it easy. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, come and smash the subscribe. Be part of this great community. And it is free to do so. And hitting that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. Now only 11 away now from hitting 1,000 subscribers. So thank you very much indeed. And it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you. And it's appreciated to everybody who has subscribed so far and everybody who comes on and becomes a new subscriber as well.
Full time at Goodison, 1-0 Fulham.
Well, there we are. Ian says, Berwick won 2-1 today. Wow, get in. Nice one, Ian. Jody Gaza says, Everton will go down this season.
I hope so.
Clarky says, 11 yellows in the Southampton game. Wow.
Mm.
Jan says, clever move from Eddie. This lineup next week will be Barnes, Isak, Miggy to start just to wind up City. It wouldn't surprise me. We're going to wrap up the show anyway, guys, so people can get ready to get sorted out and watch the game. Do you want to let people know where they can find the voice of reason, Rolly?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Poll67.
Lovely, thank you very much. I'm on Twitter as well, down there, where you can see it on the screen. Tony2031. Same on Twitch. On Facebook, it's all Black and White TV, the same as Instagram and the same as Threads as well. And like I say, I'm going for a 2-1 win today. And, if we keep a clean sheet, that'll be even better. But we'll see what happens. And we can't wait for the game to start. But just remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. And as Jay says, we have to take advantage of Villa's right side with Matty Cash pushing forward. Therefore, I hope Gordon has a great game. Absolutely, definitely. Aye later, lads. All in chat. Thank you very much. Great show. Cheers, trolls. And take care, everyone, says Ian. Yeah, you too, mate. Enjoy the game. And, but yeah, it's certainly going to be a great game. And let's hope it lives up to the expectation of being a great game as well. Ronald says, how are the lads? Everton are bottom of the league now, says David.
I mean, Luton will be on goal difference.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony and Rory. Says,
Geordie Gazza's become a member. Well done.
Yes, thank you very much, Geordie Gazza, for becoming a member. Andrew says, great show. Missed the first half. We'll go back. Yeah, no worries, mate. And yes, don't forget, Toon Review. If you don't want to listen to Sky's biased commentary, go and watch Toon Review, and you'll get the better commentary there of Billy Boy, because it'll be Billy doing it because Paul will be at the game. Cracking vid, lad, says Jody. Thanks very much, mate. Clarky says we got a strong bench day. Yeah. So there may be a show later on for a reaction show, so do keep an eye out. If you've hit that bell, you'll get notified. And Sunderland have lost. Let's all laugh at Sunderland, says Ronald. Yes, absolutely. We love it. Do you know what? That makes Saturday even better now because they've lost. Let's just hope we get the 3 points because they can't laugh at us. Because I'll tell you now, we win tonight. The broadband won't be connected in Sunderland tonight, so then they can't have a snidey go at us. But if we lose tonight, I'm sure they'll have the broadband reconnected and they'll be getting on the internet in their droves. I've got the Way to Europe on now aloud. Lovely. Haha, Sunderland. Haha, scum, says Jody. Absolutely. We hate Sunderland. We do. Have you ever seen them back in Milan? No, I haven't. And I don't think Tonali has either.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's bye-bye from me.
It's goodbye from me.
How are you, the lads?